you live downtown, right in the center of downtown like I do, it actually is a walking town, and you will rarely have to ever get into your car. I'm spending this month just seeing if I can stay out of my car for the whole month of October, and for the few times where I have to go to Asheville or to go to Acadia where I have some work, I've been able to walk everywhere. I haven't even really needed to take the bus.
Compared to some towns like Richmond, Virginia, there are bikes everywhere. And I just don't see a lot of bikes used for primary transportation or daily transportation in Greenville yet.
Most of the roads have no facilities on them, and that's also compounded by the fact that we've sort of created this arterial road system where there's no cross connection between the roads.
Here in the South, you can't find shoulders anywhere, so you have to create those. And what you have done, it's been very difficult.
I never ride a bike because I'd be falling off the road, you know, Woodruff Road or Bethel Road or Highway 417.
So the region is desperately in need of a network of not only mass transit but walkability and bike paths and things like that.
I mean, it seems as though Greenville is always at a risk of losing funding because of lack of clean air. And if you're a cyclist and a runner, you can taste and breathe that air every time you're out there.
More broadly than that, it's a quality of life choice issue of what does the community as a whole want to see.
I think it has to be safe. It's not always safe to walk or bike, you know, for children.
I'm surprised to learn how many people don't realize that bicycles have the same rights to the road as cars do. I think it should be an actual prominent question for every driver who's taken their exam.
But I've found that the more that pedestrianism and cycling grows, you're starting to see a shift in attitude.
Drivers get frustrated when they see bikers breaking laws that they can't break. And whether that's true or not, how much that happens, that frustrates them. And so the next biker that they see, even if that biker's following the law, they're mad at them. And that creates that angst.
As more and more people get on their bikes and we provide infrastructure and bike lanes so that more of the average Joe can get on their bicycles, then it does become safer just by the sort of critical mass that we have.
The area around the city, I feel much safer where there are bicycle icons, not even necessarily bicycle lanes, but bicycle icons, because then the cars know that we're supposed to be.
How do we expect communities to forego the car and use these alternative methods when they can't easily get to the places that everybody has to get at some point?
So embracing mixed use, because, you know, working at the city, when we have rezonings, people really don't want commercial kind of against the residential, and kind of showing that it's not such a bad thing to integrate.
We need to think about where are the other places in our county that kind of have the seeds for this to begin to happen, so that downtown Greenville isn't the only place that we can have this wonderful lifestyle.
If you shut down Main Street in Greenville, it'll be a much better place, and it'll set an example for pedestrianism and cycling and the rest of that mass.
It's really just not putting just the bike lanes in. It's also putting the racks on the front of the buses. It's also doing PSAs. It's also doing bike ballet at the farmers market. So
you ask, what is it going to take to achieve the things we're talking about? It also takes the courage and the sacrifice of the private sector.
Our land use patterns are really critical and at the core of making our communities more walkable and bikeable.
A lot of it's about education to start with. And once they get educated, we encourage them to make that next step.
I have a dream today